Asmongold was reacting to the situation in Cuba, and in the middle of it, he revealed his support for Marco Rubio and said that in this situation, if he had to vote for somebody, he would vote for Marco Rubio. Take a look.
Rubio's well-spoken, educated. I'd vote for him as president. I'm going to be honest. Right now, if I had to vote for somebody, I'd vote for Marco Rubio. I would vote for him. Like, over anybody else, Roy, that I think would realistically run. I would.
Can you vote for Asmon's dad to come back to life and Asmon can join his mom? I'd be happy with either Marco or Vance. We have some good options. Marco Rubio, no offense, but foreigners in government isn't really working out, so no. Rubio is certainly doing a lot. Vance is a good talker, but I need to see more results from him. Of course you would, just as long as it's content. You don't care about the livelihood of the American people, just as long as you can talk about his huge F-off. Asmongold was shocked to see what Hasan is doing in Cuba, because when Hasan said that he met Jeremy Corbyn and a few other people, Asmongold started asking that did Hasan really go to Cuba to meet other celebrities. He also pointed out to the little cups of Cuba, saying that how poor Cuba is, it can't even afford normal cups.
And I went and linked up with the Progressive International boys.
Yeah.
I met Jeremy Corbyn. That was fantastic.
Isn't that guy a Why would you want to meet a
And I hung out with the Kneecap boys. We went out and drank at like a local establishment. Honestly,
So let me get this straight. So you went down to Havana to hang out with other celebrities?
we've just been living life, living large. I'm telling you all this because like,
Look how poor Cuba is, bro. They can't even afford normal sized cups. That's sad. This is the biggest cup they have in Cuba?
Where is the aid Hasan is supposed to give, or is he doing that off camera? I think I will also be a humanitarian. I will fly to Havana, stay in a 5-star hotel, and go on the internet and say I'm super duper sad about how poor they are, then fly back and the crowd goes wild. Jeremy Corbyn was a Labour MP, then ran for PM and got laughed out of politics because of how bad he was. Let that sink in. He is from the same party Starmer is the leader of, and Starmer was less damaging to Labour than what he was. Asmongold saw one cup and turned into a full-time geopolitical analyst. I've been to Cuba, I've eaten at their best restaurants, stayed in their best hotels, met with the people, met with businesses. It is a horrible place and very sad. Sneako previously said that Clavicular is promoting degeneracy, and when Clavicular heard this, he reacted to it, and surprisingly, he agreed with Sneako and accepted that he was spreading degeneracy through taking substances and clubbing, but he also points out that his streams has a positive impact in which he exposes the true nature of the females.
King, America first. I don't drink. I'm waiting until marriage. Clav is like, no, I am going to sleep with this man. Bro, I'm no disrespect, man. Well, I love Clav. But every stream, it's like the whole function is to sleep with as many women as possible, is it not? It is going to the club, is, you know, looks maxing and different substance, you know, it's not perfect, but it's weird because you would think that what I'm doing aligns more with Nick's values than Clav, right?
I think that I'm not a great influence in a lot of regards, but I think the clips that go viral from my streams and the shit that happens about women cheating and women having essentially no accountability are really eye-opening to a lot of men, so there's some positivity there.
Positive impact of his streams, doesn't he sign OFWs and stage meeting them organically for his audience of kids? On top of all, the drug usage and gambling, that's like me saying, yeah, I'm going to Nazi March, but at least I'm promoting walking and getting your steps in. He has a point. Glad he agrees. Sneako is a wise young man. I respect. Sneako also said that Clavicular is the opposite of what Nick Fuentes is teaching, so Clavicular also responds to that and says that it's literally his job to go to clubs and he would never go out if he wasn't getting paid. At the end, he also appreciates Sneako for being real.
Sayings of the prophet Clavicular. There's a picture on Instagram of like a good looking guy, a good ass looking guy that are well dressed and clean and facially attractive, same age peers, and they're with their girl at homecoming or prom or whatever, and you see that same girl slutting out at the club.
He's the prophet. Whoa, man, astaghfirullah. Holy moly, bro. He's a good looking prophet. It's weird to me. I love Clav, man. Clav's a good friend of mine. But what he's promoting is the opposite. Isn't it the opposite in a lot of ways of what Nick's promoting? Nick is saying Christ.
Yeah, well, I know I'm promoting it, but like, I make it very clear in any of my interviews that like, until you're giga status maxed or have some reason to go to the club and you're benefiting from it, like I'm a very unique case in which I actually make money and it's my job to go out. I make it very clear that I would never fucking go out if I wasn't being paid. I would never go out off stream.
He is obviously exaggerating when calling him a prophet, but Sneako wants to be a wedge between everyone he knows. Man, Nick Fuentes really wants to esclave under the desk so bad. I've never seen a 27-year-old man glaze a 20-year-old degen that much. Why would Fuentes glaze him? It's obvious. Gay lover. Clavicular's fans are also worried about his health when they saw his bicep.
How do these two things interact, or how does looks maxing differ from this age to this age? The questions that you guys prepare seemingly just.
Why does his bicep look like that? What exactly is the cause? Why do I feel like if you look at any specific part of his body for more than a few seconds, you start seeing horrifying things? It is like his whole facade only keeps up when you're only passively looking at him. Watch this video next and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.